They say marriage is
LOL, you
like
thought
building
I'd
a
cancel my
house.
trip because of your surgery?
You lay a foundation, brick by brick, trusting it will stand through storms and time. As an architect, I believe that more than anyone. For 15 years, I thought my wife Jenna and I had created something solid. But one careless sentence revealed my entire life was resting on a foundation full of cracks. LO, you really thought I'd cancel my trip to Vegas because of your surgery? She didn't laugh. She actually said, LOL out loud like a teenager texting. And just like that, our marriage became a joke. My name is Mark Reynolds. I'm an architect. My life is all about precision and planning. I scheduled my shoulder surgery months in advance after years of pain. My doctor warned me the recovery would be rough. I'd need help for at least 2 weeks. Jenna agreed without hesitation. I put it on our shared calendar. She saw every single reminder. But a week before the surgery, I found her booking flights to Vegas. When I reminded her, she rolled her eyes and told me to just hire a nurse or call your sister. That's when she delivered the line that broke me. It wasn't just the words, it was the absolute coldness behind them. That night, I realized this wasn't a misunderstanding. This was who she was. The next morning, I rescheduled my surgery. Then I called my financial advisor and a divorce attorney. By the time Jenna left for Vegas, I had a complete strategy. The moment her Uber drove off, I went to work. I inventoried our assets, separated accounts, and made sure everything was fair and clean. I gave her half our liquid assets and even secured her a luxury apartment for 3 months, the same one she always dreamed of. I took the lakefront property I bought with my inheritance. That lake house was supposed to be our future, but I decided it would just be mine. When Jenna came back from Vegas, glowing and happy, she froze when she saw my suitcase and the documents on the dining room table. Her confusion turned to anger, then disbelief. She accused me of being dramatic and petty. She laughed when I handed her the divorce papers, threatening to fight me for everything. But she forgot about the prenup she'd signed 15 years ago. She looked at the numbers, shocked at how fair it was. I wasn't punishing her, I was just done. She screamed. I stayed calm. And then I walked out. I moved in with my friend Paul, who helped me through the worst of it. Jenna didn't handle the divorce gracefully. She dragged things out, contested everything, and even tried to take my grandmother's furniture, claiming it was marital property. I just documented it all silently. Then I got an anonymous call. A colleague from her Vegas trip told me Jenna had been meeting a CEO named Ryan in adjoining hotel rooms. It didn't really change the settlement, but it confirmed everything. She had checked out of our marriage long before I did. 2 weeks later, I was in recovery from my surgery. Paul and my sister were there, not my wife. It was then I realized how much I had shrunk myself to fit into her world. Suddenly, her attorney was begging for mediation. Turns out Ryan was pushing her to finalize the divorce so they could start a new company together. During mediation, Jenna was silent. The agreement ended right where I started. Fair, clean, and simple. Afterwards, she finally asked if I was angry about Ryan. I told her the truth, I wasn't. Our marriage had ended long before him. I wished her well, and I meant it. 3 weeks later, Ryan called me. He said Jenna had been lying to him too, exaggerating her career and pushing for an engagement. He was ending things with her. He also told me she was spreading rumors, claiming I was emotionally abusive and controlling. I didn't care. That chapter was closed. Not long after, Jenna cornered me in a parking garage, furious, accusing me of ruining her life. I calmly told her that her life was her responsibility, not mine. Then I drove away. She eventually moved to Boston. I wished her luck and let her go for good. Meanwhile, my lake house started to take shape. My friends and I celebrated the first night I slept there, surrounded by fresh paint and the quiet sound of the water. This house was designed by me, for me, something she could never touch. As I stood outside that night, I realized I wasn't alone. I had friends, family, and a future I was finally free to build. Then I got a text from Lavar Wilson, an interior designer I'd always admired. She offered to help decorate the new place. For the first time in a long time, I felt something warm bloom in my chest. I invited her over for the weekend. Life had begun again.